At 3:07 in the morning, the most secure prison wing in the state went silent. No alarms, no broken locks, no shattered windows. Just one empty cell, and one prisoner who should have been impossible to move. His name was Elias Vorn. Convicted, isolated, watched every second of every day. The prison called him contained, but Elias called the prison predictable. Cell block 9 had cameras in every corner, pressure sensors under the floor, guards outside every gate, and a wall so thick it was supposed to be escape-proof. But after 6 months in isolation, Elias stopped watching the guards. He stopped watching the cameras. He started watching the wall. Every night at exactly 2:13, something behind the wall moved. Not enough for the cameras, not enough for the guards, but enough for him. The guards thought he was breaking. They found him awake every night, standing barefoot in the dark, counting seconds with his fingers against concrete. They wrote it in the reports. Paranoia, sleep deprivation, emotional collapse. But Elias wasn't losing his mind. He was building a map no one else could see. Then came the first clue. A maintenance worker vanished from the prison basement for 11 minutes. When he returned, his uniform was covered in gray dust. Elias saw the dust. Then he saw the wall. Same color, same texture, same secret hiding in plain sight. That night, Elias pressed his ear against the wall. Behind the concrete, he heard wind. Not pipes, not machines. Wind. The prison had been built over an old government facility. Official records said it was demolished. But old buildings do not always disappear. Sometimes, they get buried. For weeks, Elias waited. He studied guard rotations, power flickers, camera blind spots. Not to break the prison, but to understand when the prison broke itself. Then the storm arrived. Not a small storm. A violent blackout storm that turned the entire prison into a breathing machine of steel and fear. At 2:13, the wall vibrated again. But this time, the storm shook with it. And for the first time, Elias felt the wall breathe. The prison lost audio first, then the lower cameras, then the pressure grid. 17 seconds of darkness. 17 seconds outside the rules. When the lights died, Elias moved. Not toward the door, not toward the window, toward the wall everyone believed was solid. The guards heard nothing. The system saw nothing. And somewhere behind the wall, an old sealed mechanism opened for the first time in decades. 17 seconds later, the power returned. The cell door was still locked. The bed was untouched. The window bars were perfect. But Elias Vorn was gone. The official search lasted 9 hours. Dogs found nothing. Cameras found nothing. The prison found nothing, because they were searching outside the cell. 3 days later, a young investigator noticed something strange. The wall was colder than the rest of the room. Not by much. Just enough. They opened the wall expecting a tunnel. But there was no tunnel. No digging. No broken concrete path. Behind cell block 9 was a corridor older than the prison itself. Inside, they found old government markings, rusted doors, burned files, and footprints in dust that did not belong to Elias. The deeper they went, the worse it became. The corridor did not lead outside. It led to another sealed cell. Older, smaller, empty for years, but locked from the inside. And on the wall of that forgotten cell, written in dust, were 6 words that changed the entire case. I was never the first one. Elias had not escaped through the prison. He had followed someone else's way out.